You're listening to the Mental Money Podcast, the show that shows you how to master your mind to maximize your money. This show is for people who love to watch their bank accounts grow while shifting their relationship to money. Without further ado, let's get these insider insights from today's leading expert. Awesome. Good morning. Should I call you Andre or Dre?
She'll call.
Okay. Good morning, Dre. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. And yourself?
Awesome. So for those of us who don't know who you are, just give us the deets. What's going on? Who are you? Why are we talking to you today? What you got for us?
Well, why are you talking to me? My name is Andre Norman. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, born and raised. I do leadership development for a living. I help world leaders do better and connect more. So I've worked in over 30 countries. I've worked for multiple presidents of the United States. I work for prime ministers. I work for over $200 billion companies. I train, I teach. I work for Major League Baseball, the NBA, NFL. I work for every major company you can think of, from Dannon Foods to Lindley's Construction. And I've traveled the world and I teach people how to do and be better. I am an expert at helping people in their mindset shift it in a way where it can increase productivity, increase potential, and actually get stuff done. So that's why I'm here, because I'm a get stuff done expert. And I've been doing it for 21 years around the world.
That's perfect. You know what? Let's just start there. How do we get stuff done? Because I think waking up every morning, being motivated, just getting to it, grinding out, that's a big part of an entrepreneur's day-to-day. So how do we get to it?
Okay, well, this is the first thing. When you say entrepreneur, I've heard the term a lot.
Yeah.
I've heard the term a lot.
Okay.
You're not an entrepreneur. Let me first tell people, you have a business?
I do.
Are you an entrepreneur?
I am.
What is your business?
I have several. So one is a home care agency.
Stop right there. Okay, so you have a home care agency. So if I came into your house right now, you can go on your shelf, pull out a binder, and hand me your home care business on paper.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can give me the bank, you can give me the protocols, the hiring processes, everything.
Compliance, I can give you.
Right. What's the next business? You have it for every business?
Every single one. Yeah.
Right. So what happens is most people make money, but they don't do business. I'm a coach. I sell t-shirts. I do video. So I'm doing this thing. People are paying me to do this thing.
Right.
When I walk into your house, I walk into your office, I say, show me the paperwork.
Yeah.
Don't tell me the story. Show me the paperwork.
Yeah.
But Dre, I had $10,000 in t-shirt sales last month. That's great. You're saying crack dealers get sales, but they don't have the paperwork to say that they're a business. Yeah. So starting off, before we even call people entrepreneurs, do you have a business? A business is something that has a license, it's registered, there's bank accounts, there's professional names. Right. I don't care about websites and the rest. Right. That's the beginning of the business. I got an EIN and a bank account.
No.
No. I registered with the state. No, that's not a business. That's just, no. A business is when you can go pick your thing up and I can hand it to somebody. They can read through it. I go to McDonald's, they hand me their business plan. It's written out, their business plan.
Right.
Is there a business plan that you can hand to somebody? So not can you make money. Don't confuse making money with having a business. So first, let's back all the way up and go to square one. I want to have a plan. And my plan should include business plan, business structure, business setup.
Right.
Before we even get off the ground, I don't care how much hair you sold last week.
You know what? Thank you for that. Because I think that's a major piece that we're missing. Like, you quantified and qualified what an entrepreneur actually is. It's not just being able to be a salesman. It is that process. It is the, if the state were to come and audit you, if the IRS were to come and audit you, are you a legitimate business on paper? Do you have the processes and systems in place to not only manage day to day, but to scale, to be able to.
Could somebody buy it from you?
Yeah. True.
Can I walk in and buy your business?
Yeah.
I can walk in and buy I can go buy McDonald's. I can buy Burger King. I can buy Dunkin' Donuts. I can buy a Macy's. Right. Because they can give me their books.
Right.
And in their books, it's going to say all the paperwork for the state is done. This is all my employee stuff. This is all my process stuff. This is all my sales stuff. It's written down for the most part. We got computers now, but it's written down.
Yeah.
And I can hand you, I'd buy your business. Can I buy your business without you?
You could buy all of them if you wanted, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So if I can't buy your business without a story, then you don't have a business.
Okay.
So people tell me all the time about their businesses and it's a 20-minute story. I'm like, send me the paperwork. They're like, no, let me tell you the story. I don't want a story. I'm not a story person.
So then what would you want to hear if you are working with somebody and there's an individual who's working towards, making sure that the entrepreneur title is what it is? Or
okay, first, we back all the way up and say, okay, I want to start a business.
Right.
I'm going to write out what my business is. And I'm going to get all my legal documents. And I'm going to go through my processes. And this is my 5-year plan.
Right.
I can give you my 5-year plan on my Academy of Hope business. I can give you my 5-year plan on my consulting business. I give you my 5-year plan on my coaching business.
Right.
Saying, so I can just hand you, I got documents right here. I pay people to write this stuff up. I got boxes and stuff. It's a waste. It's just here. It's like, wow, it felt like a waste of money, but it's because nobody else has it. Man, I set up a website, I pump t-shirts, I drop ship. No, you're just a salesperson.
Right.
That's all. Because drop shipping is you're taking somebody else's stuff from their business and you're taking Amazon from their business. You're just running the middleman. You're a runner. You might be a well-paid runner.
Right.
But it's not about how much money you make. That determines if you're a business or not.
Right.
I'm saying the lemonade stand can be a legitimate business if they set it up right. Whereas this guy selling $10 million in t-shirts is not a legitimate business. The fact that you pay taxes, the fact that you write your stuff out on paper, here's my business.
Right.
Step one. And step two is, what is your personal plan? Is your life together? I know a lot of people with money that their life is upside down. Yeah. So it's like you're making money, which only drowning yourself. You got this thing that's killing you.
Yeah.
So you've created this business. Like I have a business. I'm not there today. I'm at home.
Right.
I got several businesses. I'm at home. I woke up this morning like, I ain't going in this week. I didn't go in last week.
Yeah.
I don't have to go in next week. And guess what? The business will run. I can guarantee you walk into any McDonald's and the owner is not there. You walk into any AutoZone and the owner is not there.
Yeah.
So the owner doesn't have to be there. That's how you know they're the owner.
Yeah.
I don't have to walk into any of my businesses and they're going to function every single day because it's written down, the protocols, the procedures and everything else, that it doesn't require me.
Yeah. That's a really good distinction. And I appreciate you saying that because I realized that like maybe up until last year that I wasn't a business owner. I was working for my business way too much.
You was an employee.
Oh, I was an employee in my own business. I was the bottleneck and everything had to go through me. And I thought that was the way it was supposed to be until like I read this book that was just like, no, remove yourself. And anytime you have to add something new, think about who's going to do it. Don't try to make it your business.
What book did you read?
It's a book called From 6 to 7 Figures.
Okay.
I don't remember the author of the book.
They got a new book out now called Who Not How by Dan Sullivan and Ben Hardy.
Okay.
And it's not the business part, but it's how do you actually delegate. But the thing is, next time you go to Avis Rent a Car, or you go to McDonald's, you go to Kroger, you go to any store, ask for the owner, not the manager.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be like, I get on a plane tomorrow. The owner of Delta Airlines is not going to be in first class greeting people.
That's a fact.
So I have a business. I am a business owner. Business owners don't have to be employees.
True. Very true.
So, but if you have to be an employee, then you're not a business owner per se. So first, let's back up and get an understanding on what it is, where you are, and how you move forward. I'm saying it's, oh, well, I don't want to hear the story. This is business. I don't want to hear the story. Go to the salon, go to church, and tell them the story. When you come here, it's business. So have you done it? Yes or no? Not why you haven't done it. People want to tell me 20 minutes why they haven't done it. They could have just said, no, I ain't done it. Then we could have got it done in 20 minutes.
Right.
But they want to spend 20 minutes telling me why they ain't got it done.
Right.
So Get your foundation. Grow your business as if you're going to sell it day one.
Very true. Yeah. No, that's very true. So you know what? How did you get to this place where you have this mindset about business being so, to be frank, cut and dry? Because I feel like as women, we insert ourselves so much into our businesses that's why those stories come up so much. Like, and as a woman with a child now, it's easy to get lost in that, even though I've already kind of gone past that phase of being a business owner.
What happens is when I ate McDonald's, so I don't care. You own a McDonald's, you don't care that the owner's daughter's not coming home on time.
Yeah.
When you go to McDonald's, you don't care that the owner's wife is being mean to him.
Right.
You don't care that the owner's going through a divorce. It's not your problem. You just want a hamburger.
Right.
So why do I come to your business? I got to get the story. It's not cut and dry. It's personal and it's business.
Right.
Well, you should, since you want to come to my salon, you should want to hear my stories. No, I just want to get my hair done. No, I just want to buy a jacket or whatever the thing you're selling is. I just want to clean my house if you're the maid, cut my hair if you're the barber. You know what I'm saying? Give me a pedicure if you're the salon. Don't tell me your problems. I should not walk out of the salon with more problems. That ain't mine.
So just focus on the solutions. And
there's business and then there's personal. Keep business, keep personal. People often look to interject their personal into the business like it's going to make it better. It doesn't make it better. It makes it worse because your personal's always changing. So you interject that good stuff, then you're going to come back and interject the drama. Now you're interjecting drama into your own business. Think about it. I got people who call me and I look at the phone. I be like, that's going to be 30 minutes. I ain't got 30 minutes to talk to this person. They're going to ramble on no matter what I say.
Right.
And I look at the phone. I'm like, nope, I ain't taking that call. I ain't got 33 minutes. Don't be that person.
Yeah. Don't
be that business. I can't go in there unless I got 30 minutes.
Right.
People come to me, they say, if I tell you it's a 10-minute meeting, it's a 10-minute meeting. If I tell you it's an hour meeting, it's an hour meeting. I'm not going to get to 5 minutes before the end of the meeting and tell you, you know, my mother's having surgery next week. Yeah, girl, what happened? Man, yeah, mom's, you know what I'm saying? That thing is acting up. And now I'm stuck. You didn't trap me in this conversation about your mother's surgery.
Right.
Not that I don't care about your mother. I ain't got time for that right now.
Okay. Entertain this idea, right? So when they're talking about relationships, and relationship building in business, what does that look like?
It doesn't look like your boyfriend. That's what it does. It doesn't look like a boyfriend.
Okay.
It doesn't look like a boyfriend where it's all about getting pretty, getting fly, getting cool, and all these rules and regulations that women have when they date men. Business relationships, what are you doing? What am I doing? And how can we help each other? Right. That's it.
Right.
I don't care what you dress like. I don't care where you're from. I don't care how cute or cute you're not. I'm saying, and that's not my problem. I don't care about your earrings. This is a business conversation.
Right.
But I've seen people be like, oh, well, they don't dress a certain way. Or they don't look a certain way. Bill Gates looks like a nerd last I checked.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett is somebody's grandfather last I checked. But they doing business.
Why are you dragging the Gates?
Bill Gates would come to the hood, wouldn't know what to give him 10 seconds.
No.
You look like a nerd and keep walking.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? They don't call Warren Buffett creepy.
That's funny.
Because you think, oh, he's trying to get at me. He creepy. No, he ain't doing business. They mix personal and business all the time. Oh, he look creepy. What does he look creepy got to do with the business?
Right.
He look like a nerd. That's what you need in your life. Your business life.
Yeah.
Now, you might like the exciting, extravagant, over the edge, cool guy, but that's in your personal life. Leave whatever you want in personal, fine. No judgment. Come to business, the question should be, can they produce, have they produced, and how do we connect?
Yeah.
People tell me all the time, Dre, you should dress different. Why? Because I would feel better about you. I don't need you to feel better about me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to date you. I'm trying to do business with you.
I hear you. And I need you to help me make it make sense in the mind of somebody who's not there yet, right? Because we, unfortunately, as a generation, are so absorbed in social media. It's like okay, for example, I'm going to give you a perfect example, right? I was speaking to someone yesterday. She needs to get her finances in order. And I was explaining to her that as a business expense, it would make the most sense to put her money into a vehicle for her business, right? The first thing she says to me is, okay, yeah, let me buy a Mercedes Benz. And I'm like, you know, cool, but you technically can't afford it. Not because you can't buy the Mercedes Benz, but because when you think about the long-term cost of the Mercedes Benz over time, it's going to cost you
Not
more
cost efficient.
it's not cost efficient, right? So
But she's taking her personal life and bringing it into her business life.
right.
She might need a Hyundai. She might need a Toyota Prius.
Right.
That might be the thing for her business. You know something? I'm about to buy 5 Priuses. And I won't drive any of them because I'm about to rent them out to Uber drivers. Right. Uber drivers want fuel efficient cars. Mm-hmm. So under her policy, she could never buy a Prius.
No.
So she's gonna be trying to put a Mercedes Benz in an Uber pool.
Right.
And nobody's gonna rent it because it's gonna cost too much. It's not gonna be cost efficient. Look at this morning, this piece of paper I have. This is my list of things to go over today. Mm-hmm. And one of my things is bills for 2021. Right. What am I paying for my house, my car, my phone, QuickBooks, my accounting, Identity IQ, my G Suite for my emails, Dropbox. I'm going over this with my admin this morning. Mm-hmm. When we looked at Dropbox, I'm paying $48 a month. Right. We're going to buy a hard drive and we'll take all that stuff off Dropbox and put it on my hard drive, save $48 a month. Yeah. Can I afford $48 a month? Yeah. But can I afford this to give it away? No. Right. I go right down to Best Buy, give me a hard drive for $70 or less, take that entire, so I'm paying $600 a year. Mm-hmm. I can pay $60 one time. Right. And I'll use it as I need it. Right. And the other thing was Identity IQ. Mm-hmm. I had this credit monitoring stuff. I'm not canceling it. And I went through my whole stuff. And what I do personally is by the end of this month, I want my next bill will be due January 2023. Yeah. All my bills are paid for 2021. Yeah. I'm about to pay 2022's bills by the end of the second quarter, which is the end of this month. All the 2022 bills, that's why I'm going over this. Yeah. Will be paid. And that little $48 that and $38 there and $150. I was on with ADP. They're like, yo, we want you to do our payment system. Mm-hmm. They were like, it was like $58 for bi-monthly and $110 a month. I'm like, that's stupid. Yeah. And I told them, I said, that doesn't make sense. So they came back and quoted me $69 a month or $38 by week. Because I said something about it. I'm like, you can't. And I'm about to shift. Now, that frees up time so I can pay some money. Right. But I clearly, by the end of this month, I will have not another bill, phone, house, car insurance, nothing, until January 2023. Right. And probably by the end of 2021, I might pay 2023. So while you're making money, pay yourself out into the advance. Right. So you're not worried about it. You're not robbing Peter to pay Paul every month. COVID hit, I'm good. Yeah. My rent was covered a year out when COVID hit. Yeah. I didn't anticipate that. That's not why I did it. When COVID hit, I didn't have a light bill, didn't have a cell phone bill, didn't have car insurance bill, didn't have rent, didn't have mortgage. Everything paid. Everything paid. My Dropbox is going to be paid. Everything's paid. Yeah, that's the mindset that I'm trying to encourage. To like not worry about getting a Mercedes Benz because it looks good and because it's a status symbol, but to focus on status for what? Status for the people in your personal life. They can't even tell you. They can't. I'm telling you, it's for people in their personal life. Right. Because when you pull up to a meeting and we go into a meeting, I'm going to a meeting on Thursday in Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. I'm in the meeting. Nobody cares when I'm driving. Nobody's even going to know. Right. And matter of fact, my car will be down here in Atlanta. I'm flying to Boston. They're not even going to see my car. I'm going to pull up in a rental. Right. Let me say, I wonder what kind of car Dre's has at home. Who cares? Right. So what happens is people mix their personal with their business. Instead of saying, I'm going to do great business, I'm going to make great money, then I go buy all the stuff I want in my personal life. Right. It's I'm gonna merge them together. We're gonna come up together.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things I see when I do like any kind of reconciliations or like just going through finances. It's why can you justify this expense? And usually they can't. But so that's a very good point. What I was gonna ask you was I heard on interview that I heard you do with David Shands, you mentioned that it's easy to make it harder to keep it. And you gave examples like athletes who, come into large sums of money and they end up squandering it because they didn't have the money management that they needed to be able to keep their money. Have you ever had any experiences with that? And what have you learned if you did?
I came home from prison. I did 14 years in prison. I came home. I did $25 million my first 4 years out and spent every penny of it. When I left, I went with a company. We raised $25 million in 4 years. Mm-hmm. I walked out of there with one check, a computer that I didn't return, mm-hmm. and that was it. I walked out. I was on unemployment leaving that place. Mm-hmm. But while we were there, Mercedes Benzes, limos, flying around the country, going shopping, going to the mall, whatever you wanted, I did. I was spending the money as it came in. But what I didn't understand was the business wasn't in my name. Mm. What I didn't understand was all the things registered to the state. My name was on none of it.
Yeah.
I'm saying I was listed as a project manager, but I wasn't listed as an owner. I'm saying as I had no equity. So when it came to the end, I got fired. My house, my car, my credit card, my phone, all was company. Gone. I'm like, you can't, and know what I said? Mm-hmm. And it was true. You can't run this without me. This thing is built around me. Mm-hmm. And it was, but it didn't matter. Right. I was still let go.
Right.
They said, we'll find a way or not. But either way, you ain't gonna be here. Whatever happens to us, you still leaving.
Was it because of the spending?
No. It was personality. Me and the boss bumped. He was like my partner. He was the boss. I called him my partner, but he was technically my boss because when the paperwork came down, he was the boss and I was an employee. But we played that, homie, that's my man, we rolling. But the paperwork didn't say homie. The whole paperwork said he owned the company.
Right. Why'd you choose to structure it that way when you left? Did you just...
No, it was his company when I came on. Oh, so okay. I came on, he hired me on, then I just blew up. We became running partners. We just started doing all these grants and this money, and we was crushing it. I was a golden goose.
Got you.
I was a golden goose. I'm like, yo, I'm sure Michael Jordan felt the Chicago Bulls couldn't make it without him.
Yeah.
I am so sure. Mike was like, y'all can't do this without me. Mm-hmm. They've been open 25 years post Mike.
Right.
LeBron James is like, y'all ain't gonna do this without me. When he retires, the league is gonna go on.
Right.
So I was on some Michael Jordan, you can't do this without me. And they're like, you're right. It won't be the same, but we'll keep making money without you.
Right.
So I had the mindset backwards because I went the personal route. This is my man. He gave me my first job. I owe him. And I came with the personal concept instead of this is business. Mm-hmm. What does my contract say? How do I improve my contract? What does my exit plan look like? If you fire me, what kind of severance do I get? Mm-hmm. None of that was considered because we was doing fist bumps. That's my man. I smacked you in the mouth over him. That's my man. I'm holding this down. You know what I'm saying? He gave me my first shot. And I had the prison loyalty in a business setting. Mm-hmm. The same way people have personal relationship mentality in a business setting. The same thing I said about the sisters, about bringing your personal life to work. I brought that prison mentality. Oh, this is my man. Do or die to the end. Mm. And what I should have realized, when I went to court in the 80s, dudes testified against me. So that do or die didn't work then either.
That's a good point. So, I mean, what did you learn through that experience? I mean, it sounds like...
I learned to put my name on the paperwork.
Right.
That's the first thing. My name is on all my paperwork. I own everything. Ownership is everything.
Right.
So first, I learned owning.
Yeah.
Then stop giving away possible business because it sounds good. So let's do this together. I'll give you 50%. Why? Because you're here and we're starting together. It's 50-50. But it's my IP. It's my investment capital. I'm saying you're doing the part, but not a 50% part.
Right.
So stop giving out 50% of your business just because somebody's with you when you start. all this equity. You don't believe your business is going to do $100 million. That's why you're giving away 50% of it.
Fact.
If you said my business is going to make $100 million, I'm going to give you 50% of that because you're with me, just hanging out with me every day or being helpful because you built my website. No, building my website doesn't get you 50% of my business. It does when you don't understand business and you do it on a personal. Yeah, girl, we partners. We're going to do this together. But you're building a website and social media. I'm designing the program. I'm the salesperson. I'm doing the coaching. I'm doing the heavy lifting. You're doing stuff I can hire people to do.
Right.
So you have to look forward to saying, okay, I'm about to give you 50, 30, 25%. If I hired someone to do that 10 years from now, how much would I pay them?
Right.
If my business is doing $1 million a year, would I actually pay you $500,000 to build my website? No.
Right. Yeah.
But when you have no money or you started with small funds, you don't look at it like that. You're like, oh, she's putting in the work, sweat. I hate sweat equity.
Worse.
Sweat equity. No, I'm going to pay you.
Right. Right. So as far as what you learned with being able to keep money now, what's the difference between losing 25 or access to 25 million to now where you are?
The difference is there's this book right here.
The Road Less Stupid.
The Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham.
Okay.
This book teaches you that whole concept of making money. He lost $150 million of his money because making it and keeping it is two different things. To make money, you got to show up to work. You got to grind. You got to sell something. You got to put in the effort. You got to work. You got to work. You got to work. That's to make it.
Right.
To spend it is complete opposite.
Right. So
the skill set it takes to make money is the opposite of the skill set it takes to save money.
Right.
Which is why you have two different people working for you. You're saying your accountant is usually not you because they're good at not spending, not flossing, not doing the extra, thinking about long-term, thinking about debt ratios, thinking about liabilities. You're thinking, man, I just want a car.
Yeah.
I want to go to a nice restaurant. I earned it.
Yeah.
How much we made this month? Yeah, I'm going to a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm not staying at the Holiday Inn. I'm going to the Four Seasons. So rent a Taurus. Nah, man, get me the Cadillac. Feeling good has nothing to do with doing business. So what it takes to keep money is technically the polar opposite of what it takes to make money.
Right.
And most people don't have the duality in their mind where they can actually govern both sides.
Right.
Why athletes, they're good at playing basketball, they're good at playing football, they're not good at finances. There's nothing, there's no commonality.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's what I'm asking about essentially. How do we get out of that trap of believing that in order for us to be, well, you said it has no feelings, the feelings don't get involved, but it's hard for people to separate that too. So I feel like I'm asking.
No, stop right there. Then those people will stay broke. All you people who's gonna say it's hard, it's a story. Oh, it's so hard, I can't, or stay broke. That's all. And it's okay. Stay broke. That's it. That is real baseline. If it's so hard to stay broke. He treat me so bad, stay with him. Till enough is enough, stay with him. Till enough is enough, stay broke. That's it. There's not even an end to that. So it is what it is. They know, well, nice way to stay broke. Keep blowing your money, keep not moving forward, keep not saving. We good.
You know what I appreciate about you, Andre? I wish sometimes I could be as cut and dry and like, it's not that I can't be, don't get me wrong. I just appreciate how blunt you are about and matter of fact you are about the facts, right? Because this is what I want to say. And sometimes I feel like as a woman, people tell you to smile. You understand what I mean? You got to make it digestible for people. You got to make it.
No, listen, check this out. I'm going to show up. The dude who pours concrete in my driveway, ain't nothing digestible about that. Yo, Dre, I'm going to dig this hole. I'm going to pour some concrete. I'm going to charge you $600. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you happen to be in the business where you think you're part of the business and you think you're glamorous in it. Nah, it's not a glam business. If you're selling clothes, you're selling products, you're selling services, I gotta look this. Listen, I went to a meeting the other day. I wear hoodies and t-shirts most of the time. People don't care.
Yeah.
They do that. The people I work with, aka white folks, they want to know, can you improve my business, productivity, and bottom line?
That's it.
If you want to come in a t-shirt and shorts, knock yourself out.
Right.
Now, when I go to a formal event, it's different.
Right.
I'm going to an event I'm going to a meeting on Thursday. I will put on, I'm considering putting on a blazer just because, but I probably won't. I'm considering.
Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to stop the episode to remind you that you have to go to www.convertedcredit.com. That's www.converted.com because you need your copy of the book Converted. I know you're a few episodes in by now if you're already listening. And if you're not, you need to go back and listen so you can hear what I'm saying. Every episode, almost every episode, there's credit mentioned because it's important. It's going to follow you forever. It's extremely foundational. Once I learned the importance of credit and how it applies to my life and my business and the growth of my business, I never went back. And I made sure that everyone knew, understood the practical, useful tools that they can use to actually build their credit, repair their credit, and get their credit to where it needs to be so that you never have to worry about being denied or worried about working through finances as you're trying to build and grow your business. So whatever you do, stop right now, pause the episode, go to www.convertedcredit.com and get your copy now. There's a code, Mental Money, if you want 20% off of the soft cover. I see how I'm easy at making this for you guys. Just go ahead, grab your copy, and then resume the episode. Enjoy.
Okay. All right. I understand. I get that. I appreciate that about you. I do. You know what? Here's a question for you. Are you Christian by any chance?
On occasions.
On occasions. Okay, good. So you
like most people on occasions.
No, I got you. I understand what you're saying. So I'm struggling with talking about, and I would love your input and your ideas on this, but I'm struggling with the idea of the Bible verse or actually speaking about the Bible verse where it mentions the love of money being the root of all evil, right? Money is an important element of our society. We need it to survive and thrive and do well. But people almost use that as a way to kind of keep money away from them.
I'll say this. Okay. I help create the Office of Faith-Based Community Initiatives. I work with every major pastor and bishop in this country. Okay. There's some I mentor to this day. Mm-hmm. And last I checked, all the major churches with major bishops are driving really nice cars.
Right.
All the major churches and all the major bishops are flying on private jets.
Right.
They all have big estates. So the love of money is one thing to love money, is nothing to spend money.
Right.
They'll tell you, I got a Bentley, I got a Maybach, I got a private jet. Mm-hmm. I'm saying I got $30 million in the bank, but I don't love it. Right. So it's come on. Listen, the love of money can be used as a tool. When I first came home from prison, I went to a program and the people told me I had to get a job. Well, I was coming home, I was cool with people just giving me money because I'm Dre. Right. So I'm shopping every day. I'm a shopaholic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming back to the group home with all these bags every day. Mm-hmm. And the dude who ran the group home got jealous because he figured it was going to be 3 or 4 days. I'm 2 months in. I shop. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't gamble. I shop. Right. And my mom taught me that. So I go shopping. That's just my thing.
Right.
So he got jealous and he decided that this ain't cool. I need to get a job. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay, cool. First job, he said, I can't have a job working in New York City because it's too much temptation. Then I couldn't get a job as a road manager for a band because too much temptation, the devil's music. Then I ended up with a job offer from an insurance company.
Okay.
I was going to sell insurance to school teachers and police and firefighters. And it was starting at $60,000. So I went to him, I said, I found a job, I'm going to sell insurance. I started at 60, I'll be at 120 by the end of the year. And I have my own little branch, and I'll be subcon. Boom. I'm like, yo. And I said what we call I'm going to buy drop top Benz. I'm going to get the jewels. I'm going to get it. And they were like, They said, you can't have that job. I said, why? They said, it's too much money. I said, what are you talking about? They said, well, you'll have to be faithful over a little before you can be faithful over a lot. And since you've been home, all you ever do is shop, shop, shop. You spend all your money on clothes. You haven't been faithful over the little bit of money you've been given, so you shouldn't be allowed to have this lot of money. And I said, no, I'm taking this job because I'm in the church. We're going back and forth. They called a big pastor down. And he's a Bible theologian and he knows everything. We're sitting in the room and he gives me the same lame quote. It's not lame because it's God's word. It's lame by the way they're trying to use it as manipulation. You haven't been faithful over little, so you shouldn't be given opportunity to have a lot.
Right.
I said, is that the scripture you're standing on? They said, yeah. I said, well, what if 60,000 is a little bit for me? Man screamed out, no. I said, you talked to God this morning? And kid you not, I do more than that a month now.
Right. So
in truth, 60,000 would have been a little bit for me.
Right.
So the scripture of money is a root of all evil. Listen, I'm half Catholic. The Catholic Church is doing okay.
What's half Catholic?
The half Catholic is this. I got saved in the Catholic program.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me go back. I got an Orthodox Jewish rabbi as my number one mentor.
Okay.
Then I get saved in the Catholic program.
Mm-hmm.
When I come home, I get baptized in a Black Protestant church.
Okay.
So I got part Jewish, part Catholic, part Protestant.
Right.
I rock with all three.
I understand.
So the thing is, the Catholic Church is not struggling financially.
No.
Go to Rome. They doing okay. AME, Church of God in Christ, Southern Baptist, they're doing okay.
Right.
Financially. I'm seeing Lear jets fly around. Ain't nobody taking flying coach.
Right.
So money's not the root of all evil. Because if it was, all these churches would implode. So look at the people, step back from your church, look at the church as a whole, collectively across all denominations. Right. And you tell me money's the root of all evil. Because the church is getting this cut.
Right. True. Very, very true. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
The word can be used to manipulate or to inspire.
That's a really good point. And I think I'm seeing a lot more of the manipulation than I am seeing the inspiration.
I go to church the same way I go to work. This is a relationship. This is business. I'm not here to hear you. I don't care what you think. See, people have made pastors their little mini gods.
Yeah, no, you're right. You know, I'm looking for a Bible verse I actually found the other day, and I think it was Ezekiel. And like, I asked about this, and the answer.
Who did you ask?
A pastor. I know, because I just wanted some context. No, it was Ecclesiastes 10:19. It says, "A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things." Right. So I'm like, why are we not talking about that?
Because it doesn't fit the narrative.
Right. Right. Yeah.
People want to make it be what they want it to be. I had somebody tell me one time, my ex-wife actually, that I shouldn't gamble. I used to go to casino just to pass time. I'm not like down there like doing a mortgage or nothing. I go to casino, burn off, because I'm not anxieties, but I spent 14 years in prison. So sometimes I wake up and I'm up. So I drive to the casino, maybe I have $300. I sit at the poker table just to pass time.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to lose. $300 is my limit. I'm just going to sit here just to pass time. It's a 90-minute drive. Sit down for 3 or 4 hours. It's a 90-minute drive back. I did it once a week. And she went to the pastor and said, tell him he can't gamble. I said to the pastor, show me the scripture that says gambling is bad. Yeah. There is none. But they still try to make it. Come on, man. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I tell people I'm saved, but I ain't safe. Don't come at me with the BS. You know what I'm saying?
You said you're safe, but you're not safe.
I'm not safe.
So, talk to me about your mindset around money now. You've made it. You've seen it come. You've seen it go.
My mindset about money. Last week, I did $300,000 in contracts.
Okay.
Of which $200,000 goes straight to me of the three. I got friends $50,000 a piece on some deals. So my mindset around money is easy to make.
Right.
When you understand who you are, what you represent, your integrity, your yeses and nos, your limits, Because if you're not clear on who you are, and what you do, then you're gonna get twisted up and manipulated.
Yeah.
I'm saying you can't manipulate me about selling my son. You can't buy my kid. I'm not gonna donate my kid. I'm not gonna sacrifice my kid. I'm not budget. He's mine. I'm keeping it. So I go into meetings the same about my integrity. You can't have my integrity. It's not for sale.
Right.
I'm saying there's certain things in my business you can't have. They're not for sale. There's certain things that I don't do, not for sale. Right. I'm saying, but what happens is if you're not clear on who you are, you're gonna go to a meeting, you're gonna get tossed up. I'm saying I've watched too many people try to date rich guys, whether it be athletes, entertainers, or businessmen, and they think, oh, I won't go get me a rich one. I watched the Kevin Samuels, High Value Man. And I watched that and I just be like, yo, is this comedy? Is this a scripted TV show? I want a high value man and I'm gonna. No, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a high-end prostitute. That's all that's gonna be. If all you bring to the table is, yo, I'm gonna take care of you, I'll be home, you be good at home. Yeah, I get that someplace else. What are you adding? I'm saying, what are you bringing to, who are you? I'm saying, I look good and I'm going to take care of you. My first wife, I only had one, my ex-wife, has a PhD from MIT and a master's from Harvard. Black girl from New York, speaks 5 languages. When she showed up, she showed out. One of the things that she said to me when we were dating, all my kids will go to Ivy League schools. Do you have a problem with that? And my son is on track to go to Columbia. I've never gotten a call for earrings. I've never gotten a call for Jordans. I've never gotten a call for anything stupid. It's a tutor. It's a museum trip. It's skiing. It's fencing classes. It's something that's going to better his life.
Right.
So when people come to what happens is, some people say, well, I can't go get a master's from Harvard and a PhD from MIT. So what am I going to do? Well, you don't go get a butt lift in Miami. That ain't going to do it. Right. That ain't going to keep him. That'll get him.
Yeah.
So what do? You have to sit down and say, well, who am I? What do I have to offer? Everybody has gifts. Everybody has value. But if you don't want to take the time to find out your gifts and your values and you put it all in physical or the projection or the being submissive or whatever you want to call it, and that runs thin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That runs thin, that runs fast. You know what I'm saying? So I respected my wife because she was respectable.
Right.
Not because I'm married now, you have to listen to me. You have to consider me. You have to this. No, I don't. No, none of that. See, it says, you're saying, you will submit to your husbands, you're saying, be a helpmate. And it says, I will love you the way Christ loved the church. It doesn't say I have to listen to you. It doesn't say I have to listen to you or follow your instructions. It doesn't say you're in charge of nothing. I have to take your opinion. What you should is your opinion.
Right.
That's your thought process. What you should. I'm wise to, but it's my option to. So I'm wise to listen to my wife, but who is my wife? My wife is an educated woman who has a Christian-centered heart that's about business and my longevity.
Right.
She's not trying to buy the Benz right now. She's not trying to put my son in jewels and Jordans right now.
Right.
I'm saying, so you have to put yourself in a situation where you're attractive. You're attractive. What's attractive to a man? I married a nerd. I'm one of the thuggest dudes. I spent 14 years in the penitentiary going hard. But I came home, thugged out, hoodie on, all that. But I knew enough to say, what don't I do well? I need someone to cover what I don't do well.
Right.
I knew I have deficits when it comes to education. I knew I had deficit when it came to long-term planning. I knew I didn't have the patience to sit and read books and do homework. So I found somebody who fit that mold, who could do those things willingly. It's just in them.
Right.
It wasn't like, yeah, I got to do it. No, she loves education. Why? She's an academic.
Right.
So I don't go to museums. My son, his mom takes him. I go on occasion. I would have never took him skiing.
Right.
She's cultured in the sense of she does different stuff and she's going to expose him. He even grew up eating McDonald's and hamburgers with me. She has him eating sushi and the rest of it. She's done stuff. She's been places. I wanted him to have a wider range than what I knew.
Right.
So for the sisters who are on this call saying, well, how do I become high value? Forget getting a high value man, become a high value woman. Then they'll come get you.
Right. True. Very, very true.
I tell you, somebody sent me something yesterday. I was like, wow, sister was phenomenal. I'm saying super impressive. Super. I mean, yo, I'm like, yo, that's a wife. I said to myself, that's a wife.
Yeah.
I'm saying the way she's comporting herself, carrying herself, positioning. I said, that's a wife.
Right.
Now, is she gonna look fly in the club? Probably not. I'm saying she got red bottom shoes? Probably not. But men are looking for wives, the men are looking for fun.
Right.
Girlfriend is the same thing as fun. Which do you qualify as?
Right. And as far as being an entrepreneur or being a mother, how does that kind of fit into the puzzle? Because maybe they might not be looking for a relationship.
Who, the woman?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're just looking to have fun, then you're good. I'm saying it ain't hard to listen. Guys will never say no to some basics. There's some basic things guys don't say no to.
Is that what we're calling it these days? Basics.
So yeah, there's some basic things guys ain't gonna say no to. So if that's what you need is some fun, that ain't hard to find.
Right.
It shouldn't be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as being serious and being like, how do you build yourself? I came home from prison with a GED. And I'm saying we built businesses in real time. And doing business in real time for 21 years. Not for 21 months, not for 21 weeks, 21 years.
Right.
My clients all over the globe. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I sat down, I studied how to improve Andre. What's in Andre is gonna stop this dream from happening.
Right.
That's why I said, what inside of me is gonna stop this dream from happening? And I said, well, you get angry a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're a criminal. You think violence is an answer. You know what I'm saying? You come from a dysfunctional family. You live in the hood. You're part of a gang. I just listed all the things in my thing. It was in my life. Not if I get the right person to connect to. Not if they give me the right opportunity. Right opportunity, I'd blow.
Right.
So I went and worked on me. I went to therapy. I went to counseling. I went to coaching. I went and sat myself down and I studied and I read. I got all these books behind me. All these books on the shelf. The cool thing is this. I just want to tell you, Keith is a friend. This ain't a book I just got. I got this from Keith. All my books are my friends. Dan Sullivan, a friend. Cameron Harold, a friend. John Rulon, a friend. You know what I'm saying? I go down the list. All these books on my shelf, I know the authors. I'm not just going to Amazon and picking some cool stuff out. I can pick up the phone and call Keith right now.
Right.
I can pick up 90% of the books on my shelf. I can call the author because information was important. And I started putting myself in situations. I can go to the club. I can go to a book club. These people ain't hard to meet.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But you ain't going to find Keith Cunningham at the club. You're going to find him at a seminar teaching. And you got to pay $5,000 to get in.
Right. Right. You know, from everything you said so far, it sounds like as far as mental money is concerned, the major takeaway is that in order for you to be able to maximize and optimize your money, you have to fix your personal life so that it didn't bleed into your business and whatever you had going on.
Oh, I mean, people need me to, I got to show up to a meeting on Thursday.
Right.
I mean, I've dated people who I tell them I travel a lot. And after like a month and a half, do you have to take that trip? Why are you taking that trip? I thought we were going to do this. I'm like, listen, this is my life. Right. And I go on a trip. I said, I'm coming back. I'm going Thursday to Boston. I'm supposed to fly back Friday. Well, something happened. I ain't get back till Saturday now. Well, you said you was taking me to dinner Friday night. Right. There's all this drama.
Right.
Around, instead of saying, yo, okay, let me fly to Boston and have dinner with you. It's like, no, I wanted to go here. Right. Listen, I'll fly you to Boston. No, we supposed to go to this restaurant because I need to be seen. Well, you go be seen. You go be seen. I'm going to keep working. So it's like, I'm sure it happens on both sides. It's not just women, but it's like you put personal ahead of business. And the myth, and this is the thing I want to tell y'all. There's this mythical line that if you date a guy long enough that he has to marry. I can just hit that 12-month mark. If I can hit that 18-month mark, he can't get away.
No.
People believe that. I've had it tried on me. If I can just get him, we're almost to that line. It's a mythical thing. Once you cross that line, it's like the relationship goes to the next level automatically. So my thing with business, I can teach you business in my sleep with my eyes closed.
Right.
It's not gonna matter if you haven't looked in the mirror and say, well, who am I? And how do I deal with who I am? And how do I get that fixed? Because that the person who's gonna show up in the meeting on Thursday. I can't be getting a call Thursday half hour before the meeting. Look, I gotta step out because I gotta deal with this madness. I don't have madness in my life. I don't have madness in my life because I manage my life. And the hardest thing to manage, the biggest issue between me and success, the biggest roadblock is my family. Because I can't fire them. I can't get rid of them. So I've learned to comport them in a way where they don't get in the way of my business and my personal.
How do you do that? Because
how do I do that? I don't call them every day. Stop calling your sister every day if she's full of goddamn drama.
I mean, well, okay. Yes, right. But like let's say you're a woman and you have kids.
Well, cool. Look, let's go back. Immediate family first. The nuclear family, mom, dad, sister, brothers. That's where most of your stuff come from. That dude came later. You and your sister been on the phone for years.
Right.
Y'all been in the back room plotting for years.
Right.
So now her problems are your problems. So I had to disconnect from my sisters and brothers' personal problems.
Right.
I don't want to be on the phone and hear about your relationship status anymore. I don't want to be on the phone and hear about what happened last week at the club. I don't want to hear about listen, is it the cookout time? Is it family reunion? Is it Christmas? Is it Thanksgiving? I come by. I don't do the daily every day. I love my family, but I don't talk to them every day.
Right.
You know why? They got issues. And I don't want their issues bleeding into my issues.
Right.
Because now I'm on the phone, now I gotta care. Now I gotta be part of this. Not that I don't, but some of it's not fixable by me.
Right.
I can't fix it, so why am I in the middle of it? Because you're my brother. You gotta come. You know what I'm saying? My little brother, love him to death. He calls me. He's quick to say, let's go. I need an hour of your time. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? That's how he comes. Yo, I need to talk to you for an hour. Because he got a lot of stuff he's dealing with. And he needs someone to help him process it.
Right.
Stop being a process bank for your relatives. Recommend them professional counseling. Now, if they don't want professional counseling, then recommend a salon or barbershop. I'm quick to say, yo, you might want to go to counseling. They can actually help you with that. I don't want to go to counseling. Well, then you don't want help.
Right.
If you don't want help, then what you coming to me for? My nephew called me. I just want someone to listen to. That's why they make the salon. That's why they make the barbershop. They'll listen to everything you say.
Right.
I'm not going to sit on the phone with my nephew, you know I love him, and just listen to him ramble on for 40 minutes about a situation that I got nothing to do with and he don't want a solution for. Because that's 40 minutes I spent doing no good for him and no good for me and no good for my business.
Right.
So, but this is my sister. This is my friend. This is my brother. Listen, she can be all that. You can be there to support, but you can't be part of the scenario, part of the process. So I took myself, I backed up. I talked to my relatives. I go visit them. I show up for holidays and stuff, but I don't do the daily calls.
Right.
I can't. I got some relatives I do daily calls with, but they're doing business too.
Yeah.
The ones who are doing business and entrepreneurs, we do daily calls. Right. The ones who are just living their lives, they do their thing. Mom, she gets a text. Boom. Dad, he gets a call, check in. That's 10 minutes. My dad's good for a 10-minute phone call, and then he starts repeating himself.
You know, I appreciate what you're saying, especially like as someone who kind of is not in that position, but like can use more of that. You know what I mean? Like not insulating myself into other people's world. But I feel like, and I'm not speaking for all women when I say this, but I feel like there's a good amount of us who feel like in order to maintain, like that's a part of having a relationship with someone is being there for them when they need to call and vent for 10 minutes or whatever the case may be. But
that's high school. When that was high school and the boyfriend dumped her, didn't invite her to the dance or ran off with her cousin. You had to do that. Nah, y'all are grown now. Right. Stop acting like you're in high school. That's high school. In high school, oh, he didn't call me today. And oh, he said I was cute today. Oh, he bought me some shoes. Let that go.
Right.
Let that go. That's high school. I'm not in high school no more. So if you need to call and tell somebody he opened the door for me, or he bought me dinner and this is what we had, stop it. You got to stop doing it and stop doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Every time something happens, stop jumping on Facebook and telling the world about your business.
You know what, Andre? I think you gave us exactly what just the right dose of tough love that we needed for today and moving forward.
I couldn't tell none of these people the secret sauce to the Big Mac. They gave it up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hey girl, I just found out the secret sauce to the Big Mac. Stop it. This is the thing. Stop it. This is business. If we have to be mentally tough to do business.
Yeah.
Your business is going to make your life a lot. Me, this is my thing. What's the trade-off to not being on a daily call? If my phone rings right now and there's a crisis in my family, I have the finances to help.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah.
Versus just being able to take the call.
Right. That it's crazy you say that, because literally as we're speaking, my aunt is like in the ICU and I'm not taking, I was able to take action from maybe like one of the first times in my life. And that alone was just like, this is what I've worked for. This was it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, people who are like, yo, stop with the Instagram people trying to sell you a course on how to sell you a course and go to this guy, and anybody's showing you a Mercedes-Benz or Ferrari or Bentley, you need to come follow me. They copying the pastors. That's the pastor's hustle. Let me show you all this great stuff I got so you can come give me your money and think you're going to get some great stuff. Okay. You ain't as smart as me. Not in what I do. And no matter how many cars I buy and you look at, you can't do what I do.
Right.
I can't do what you do. Yeah. So if you put yourself in front of 5 cars and a Lear jet, that's not going to somehow, I can learn from her. Most of the stuff that they're selling for courses for $2, $3, $4, $5 grand, you can get on Udemy for $100.
Yeah.
$150 more in-depth, more direct, more straightforward than the flashy stuff that, listen, you can cut and paste stuff all day.
Yeah.
What do I need to say to get someone to buy my course? So I got to get a nice car. I got to do a nice video. I got to pump you to death for Instagram videos showing this lifestyle. I always got to dress up. I got to get my hair cut. Hold on, is the angle right? Get the light set. Okay, go. Then you buy the BS. And it's the funny thing. Y'all are home making phony Instagram videos yourself, but you want to believe somebody else's phony Instagram video.
Right.
You walking down the street, you see a car. You take a picture in front of this for the gram. That ain't your car.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting that you say that, because so one of my businesses is credit conversion, and we've been helping people rebuild and leverage their credit, right? I'm not doing the gimmicky stuff. And I'm literally going back and forth about how this course is going to be sold, because I'm not getting in front of 5 BMWs flossing. I'm not doing that.
You ain't real. I walked in, when I met Dave Shands the first time, I walked into the mall. My friend took me to meet him, and we were talking about doing some business or something. Then some people came up to his kiosk. He was like, yo, you don't know Andre? They're like, no. They said, what's your name? They went to my Instagram. I made my Instagram like 8 years prior, whatever it was. Right. I made it. Somebody told me to do it. I set it up. I kid you not. I took a picture of an Elmo doll, took a picture of my car keys, 2 pictures. Mm-hmm. Now, Dave's trying to tell him I work at the White House, I work at Harvard, I work at London Business School, I fly around the world, I do 7 figures in real time. They looked at my Instagram, saw 2 or 3 pictures, looked back and said, he's lying. He's not popping. I said, y'all had the 3D getting the Uber to get to the mall.
Yeah.
But I'm not popping because I don't have pictures of me with the president on my Instagram.
Right.
They're like, yeah, if you ain't on Instagram, it ain't real. It is what it is. And me and Dave still joke to this day about me. The video I did with him did like 150,000, 120,000 views. Mm-hmm. I said, Dave, I'm popping, man, I'm popping. Dude, I did, like I said, I did 300,000 last week. None of it's on Instagram.
Right.
None of it's on Facebook.
Right.
Contract signed, contract sealed, contracts delivered. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm about to go do some deals. I'm doing Thursday. This deal, and you say, I got 3 deals lined up for this week.
Right.
I might do way past that.
Right.
So
it's not on Instagram. It never happened.
When's the last time you seen the CEO of Coca-Cola on Instagram? You don't. You know why? When's the last time you seen the owner of Virgin Records on Instagram? When's the last time you seen the CEO of Apple on Instagram? When's the last time you seen Jeff Bezos on Instagram? Nah. Ain't nobody rocking that. Nobody. The owner of Delta, American Airlines, Avis, Hertz, all billion-dollar companies. None of them on Instagram, flossing. I can give you 30, 50, $100 billion companies right now that everybody knows. Shit, the owner of Louis Vuitton don't be on there flossing. He don't need to. Got all these little grumblers doing it for him. When is the last time you seen the owner of Nike flossing on Instagram?
You're causing a lot of anxiety in me right now.
I mean, it's like, listen, the whole concept, I'm saying, is backwards. You want to lie to yourself and say this is the way to get there. Well, look at the people who are there. $150 million man. He ain't flossed on Instagram.
Right.
150. Lost 150, made it back.
Right.
He ain't flossed on Instagram.
Right.
He ain't on the gram. Call him. He might have a Facebook page, see his grandkids.
Right.
This whole thing of letting the world know that you're doing well, even when you're not, that's mental. That's your mental. I got to project to the world that I'm doing well.
Right.
I have bad days. I got days I don't feel like getting up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, listen, I'm quick to say F it and go lay down. But I work for I own my own company. I can do that.
Right.
But I have stressful days. Days I don't even feel like it. But that's the point of making this money. So when I need to take time off, I can.
Right. Right.
I'm not making this money so I can I got a Buick Oldsmobile in my yard.
Okay.
I got a Buick car in my yard. I was gonna buy a new car, went down. I tried to get the base model. My niece, she's gonna hate me. I tried to get the base model Range Rover.
Okay.
It's $92,000. You go into the Range Rover dealership, they start the same $92,000. They bought all the extras. Mm. When they order the car, the dealership orders extras. Mm. This heated seats, this, and the other, and it ends up to be $120. Right. I want the one that's on your website. Mm. They told me nobody orders that. Wow. Go to the Range Rover go to the Range Rover website. The base car Range Rover is $92,000. Walk into a dealership, they won't have it. They said you have to order it and wait 3 months if you want that, the base one. Because they're gonna sell you extras. It's a hustle. Mm. They said nobody wants that because everyone wants to be cool. Right. And I do not care if the back of my car has a sticker on. I don't care if the back seats light up. I don't ride in the back. Yeah. Yeah. I just needed a car that was big enough and could get on the highway and do 3 hours. Yeah. That was my reasoning for buying it. Right. It's comfortable. I can ride 3 hours in luxury. I'm cool. But I didn't want it wasn't worth an extra $20,000. Right. That they're trying to add in. Well, we're going to give this package and that. I don't want none of them extra packages. Mm. So I can stand at a club and tell you the packages on my car. Right. You know what? I hope this doesn't go over anyone's head. So yeah, it sounded good, Dre. Yeah. I do what I do. I'm nice with mine. I'm saying I tell people it ain't arrogance if you can deliver. True. You know what I'm saying? I deliver. So I am not arrogant. I'm result based. All my shit is in books, in the books. It's results. So yeah, I mean, wanting to and knowing how to is two different things. I can't fly a jet. I'm not going to pretend like I can. Right. So stop pretending you can run a business. Right. You know what, Andre? I'm going to end on that note. Damn. Yeah, I think this is a good note to end on. Only because I think we covered all the major points. It is what it is, and in order to get to where you need to get to, you got to separate the business from what I'm hearing you saying. You got to separate the business and the personal. Get out your feelings and just learn that the same skills that you need
to be able to make it are not the same skills that you're going to be able to need to keep it, and to hire the people who are going to help you do that.
All day.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, you got an angle. Yeah, I got an angle. I don't need you in my life. That's my angle.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, once you get your money, I'm going to teach you how to make money. By the end of 90 days, whatever they're doing a lot better.
Right.
Easy. I'll teach them. And I don't, like I said, I'm not following you back on it. I don't even follow you on this. I don't follow people on Instagram. I got 100 and I can tell you exactly. People be sending me friend requests. I take a message. I got 111 people I'm following. Mm-hmm. I know 109 of them that I can call, that I actually talk to.
Right.
I don't have just, I'm following this. I got a couple of like Instagram models I follow because I'm a guy. But aside from that, right? Yeah, I'm a guy. Yeah. I follow them for like a week and I get rid of them. Don't discard and find somebody else. But real talk, everybody in my social media I know. I don't know the people following me, but I know the people I'm following.
Right.
3 things. Intention. I live my life with intention. I have an intention for why I wake up. I have an intention for my business. I have an intention for my life. Right. Those intentions influence my objectives.
Right.
Now I have clear intentions. My objectives support my intentions. And aside from my objectives, now that handles my movements.
Right.
So if I say my intention is to go west, I need to get to California and I'm in Atlanta, then my car should be able to drive west, or the airplane ticket should be going west. So when I buy my ticket, when you see me on the highway, I shouldn't be in Miami. I shouldn't be in New York. I should be in Kansas or Arizona, someplace heading west. So my intentions influence my objectives, which govern my movements. If your intentions aren't solid, your objectives won't be clear and your movements will be right.
Right. Very true. Yeah, they inform everything.
So people, the basic premises of entrepreneurship, the basic premises of mindset, the basic premises of how to actually position yourself to get in position. They say you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. I say that's a lie. It's just a step before that, getting them ready to be in a position to want help. So we'll help you get ready to want help. You don't have to come ready. You have to come with I know it all. You don't know shit. Because if you knew, you'd be already there.
Exactly.
You be there already. If you knew, so you don't know, it's okay. You don't know. I'm not here to embarrass you or shame you. I'm here to teach you.
Right.
Your 3rd grade teacher that taught you how to count and read, she didn't make fun of you. She taught you.
Right. You know what? You're right.
Stop showing up to class talking about you know everything. And what you think is what makes a business go is not what makes a business go.
Right.
Because how would you know if you don't know? If you've never run a multi-million-dollar business, how do you know what it takes?
Right.
You don't. So start the premise of I don't know, which makes you teachable.
Right. Right.
You start, I think I know how this works. Get them, drop.
Right. Yeah. Matter of fact, with this coaching program that you want to try to work through, I think that should be the first tenet. Like, abandon all things that you thought you knew before you even
put it in a bucket. Don't throw it away. Right. And you can go back later and pull out what really works.
Right.
Don't bring it to me. I've had people tell me, let me tell you how to help me. Let me teach you how to teach me. Yeah. I'm like, well, what do you got?
Yeah.
A fledgling business, a half a dream, and a bunch of stress? So what are you talking about? My book, I don't have a copy here. My personal book I had written. There's a company out of Texas who wrote my book. And I wrote my manuscript while I was in prison. I had 420 pages. I came home, and 20 years later, I meet this guy named Tucker Max. He owns a company called Scribe. They're like the top ghostwriters in the country. So I go to Tuck, me and Tucker talk, and I said, listen, they agreed to do my book. I said, this is going to be the easiest book you've ever had to do, Tucker. I hand him my manuscript. So it's 420. All you got to do is clean that up, put it out, we're good. He said, Andre, how many best-selling books have you written? I said, none. He said, then why would you want me to use this? Because I know my story better than anybody else. That's my story.
Right.
He says, I understand this is your story. How many best-selling books have you written? I said, none. He said again, then why would you want me to use this?
Mm-hmm.
You're giving me something from somebody who's not a writer,
Right.
who's never written a hit.
Right.
But because you think you know, did you think that this is good enough? He says he's written multiple bestsellers.
Right.
Multiple double-digit bestsellers, New York Times, not just Amazon stuff. He says, I am a professional writer. You're not. So why are you trying to lead the car? Because in my mind, I knew more about me than he did. He said, you might know more about you, but I know more about writing, and that's what we're about to do.
Right.
Then he took my 420 pages to make me feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and they went and they wrote my book. Ask me how many pages they used out of the 420.
How many?
None.
Mm-hmm.
And ask me if I love my book.
You love it.
I cried the first time I read it.
You see?
I'm not a writer. The fact that I know the story even made it worse because I'm attached to it. I'm emotionally attached to it, which is getting in the way.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm emotionally attached to what I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's a major key right there.
So because you think, oh, it's my life story, I know better than Dre. Yeah, you do. But we're not trying to do your life story. We're trying to create a business.
Right.
We're trying to create a book. We're trying to create a product. So being emotionally attached and knowledgeable don't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to end on this. Being the best and being paid have no correlation. The people with the best systems win, not the best product. McDonald's hamburgers are horrible, but they make more money than anybody on the planet selling hamburgers.
Why do you eat them?
Because their marketing is phenomenal. Marketing is phenomenal. Marketing over product, the marketing is better than the product, and we know it, and we still go.
Right.
Marketing wins. So we spend 95% of our time trying to make the product great. McDonald's spends 95% of the time trying to make their marketing great.
Right.
Who's winning?
Right.
We buy stuff that we don't even like because the marketing's good. We buy stuff we don't even need because the marketing's good. So it's not about how much you know about your product or how much you care about your product. It's the marketing of that product. And do you understand marketing and advertising?
Right.
Split testing and the rest of the things that go with it. No, 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 and no.
Mm-hmm.
You know your product, so what?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, we're gonna go on that note. Let me know where people can find you if they do want to find you on Instagram.
They can follow me on Instagram. I mean, that's where you found me. I mean, I'm there. So at AndreNorman.com. Right. I'm saying. And this is the Dave Shea. I'm on Social Proof Podcast. They can find me there. I've had a ton of people try to marry me off their podcast. I guess I saw there I was looking for a wife. I get these friends. I be playing with them. When they hit me up like, yo, I heard you. I'm like, all right, what's your qualifications?
Right.
I feel like Kevin Samuels. Right? They be hitting me up. I'm like, yo, really? What are you bringing? They want to send me pictures. I don't know damn picture. Send me your resume.
You interviewing out here?
I'll take it. I want to see your CV. If you call a resume, you already lost.
Right. When
I say send me your resume, you say, no, I got a CV. You don't say, no, I got a CV. I know you don't know.
All right, Andre, we're going to end it right here. Thank you so much again. And I hope that, well, it's not my hope. I know that whoever listens to this and has an opportunity to really digest and pull in the information will be able to fortify their minds in a way that will magnify their money. So that's
we do numbers. We definitely do the numbers.
Yeah.
And we do good business every day.
Yeah.
And you help people.
Right. So that's that. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for listening to the Mental Money Podcast. Please go ahead and remember to subscribe, but don't hoard all of this good information for yourself. Share this information with someone that you know could use it, especially if they need a shift in their mindset or someone who would love to have more money. So until we meet again, remember, like Uncle Snoop said, keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind.